But this is really a different presentation than you have seen before for those of you, and I see thankfully a lot of friends and colleagues that I've met before around the room. We have had a lot of success with 700, what I call wideband communications, not quite true broadband, but faster than conventional history. We're actually going in some levels back and forward today. So back in the sense of a narrower channel communications, but forward in a number of other senses in terms of range and cost and compatibility with worldwide standards. So thank you for this chance. I'm going to do really a brief introduction on 700 and sort of update. We have some very significant news in terms of what's happened in the band here in the last, well, less than a month, actually. Lots of activity that resulted in some good results. And then I'm going to actually introduce Khadizan from Pololi, who, Pololi is the company that customized this 700 megahertz LTE Narrowband IoT solution. And I think he's going to really have a more interesting presentation for most of the folks in this room. I'd suggest both as I talk and as Khadiz talks, stop and interrupt us. We have an hour. We have a whole lot less than that in terms of slides. So this will work better if you ask questions or make comments as we go. So in terms of the overall area, I'm actually going to do, I think most of you know me, I've been doing Spectrum for the last 20 years. Before that I was actually a legitimate engineer. These days I'm a salesman, and I'll let you guys figure out whether I'm legitimate or illegitimate. But Spectrum has been my business in that period of time. I've really always, since getting out of grad school, in communications. I'll talk very briefly about the I'll call it traditional now. We've been at this for 5 years. It's a surprise to me. Wideband solutions, and we've had some very successful implementations here in this region with First Energy and with other utilities around the country. And then really switch to, okay, well, why would you go slower? You know, that doesn't necessarily make sense in today's world. But we think it does for certain applications, different types of applications. We'll talk a little bit about some of those. We actually wrote an RFP for this about this time last year. It was out, and we'll talk about that. Pololi won that RFP, but we had other interested parties as well. And then just quickly at the end on related developments. So this is the band. You've seen it before. We're in between Verizon and FirstNet on the green narrow channels on that point. Now narrow means in this case 1 megahertz by 1 megahertz paired, total of 2. So that's very wide, 1,000 kilohertz compared to traditional narrow band communications, but still has its limits compared to what you get on a commercial cellular network. It can be fixed or mobile. It's been recommended by UTC in a white paper. It's really governed by cellular rules at the FCC. And we've had, over that period of time, quite good success in terms of selling. So the dark areas on this slide, both dark green and dark blue, are those areas sold and almost exclusively to utilities. In California, we sold to California High-Speed Rail. There's some oil and gas activity in Texas and the Southwest, but this is predominantly to utilities, a total of 19. I'm not going to take the time now to go through these different applications. I'll mention, I see Mary's here from First Energy. First Energy has done a major replacement of lease lines for their SCADA system. They also replaced some unlicensed radio that was creating some maintenance issues for them with licensed radio. It's had a huge program here over the last couple of years implementing it. They plan, I think, according to the FCC filings, public information, something like 4,000 remote sites using these wideband communication systems. And as my understanding is, they're using GE radios. And I will not take you through the rest of that. And you've got someone here who can tell you a whole lot more about it than I can. But a variety of different applications. Again, typically, this is what I think of as a field area network. It's a middle mile kind of a network. It's to distribution automation, smaller substations, points that you can't reach on fiber, providing non-line of sight. They typically point to multi-point, although there are some point-to-point systems. communications. And here is the map that shows those locations. So again, dark colors are the sold areas. You'll see we have a very nice sale to First Energy in this region, and around the country, the darker areas are those that have been sold. So there's still plenty available, including in this region. In terms of the suppliers, when we started this 5 years ago, there was sort of 1 or 1.5 equipment companies that built for the band. You'll now see we're over a dozen. We have about 10 that are doing data radios. We have a couple solutions available in land mobile radio as well if you wanted to replace an existing LMR system. And then interestingly, we have 3 companies that are building radios for UAVs. So we would like to think, and there are tests that show this, but so far no commercial deployment, that this could be part of the solution for non-line of sight operations. It's narrowband, you're not doing high-speed video over these links, but you can control potentially out to a range of 25 miles in a non-line of sight type configuration, have communications with that UAV. So lots of different opportunities there. Of course, we're encouraging more manufacturers to come in, and this is sort of excluding those that are involved in this NB-IoT that's the focus of the presentation today. So why narrowband IoT? We have existing systems. They're made by top quality manufacturers. They're designed for critical infrastructure, and we've been pleased with the progress of the band so far. These are efficient systems. They're secure. Mostly they're proprietary systems. There is a IEEE standard, 802.16s, is the grid-man standard that's supported by Ondas Network. So far as I know, that's the only company that's supporting that standard. So LTE Narrowband is going to be slower. It has more of a mass market focus, but there is a fair amount of security built into it. And that slower comes with a benefit, much longer range. You'll hear Keith talk about the performance. We had 25-mile range, full coverage in a non-line of sight environment. It's an excellent range and very low cost for the endpoints. We're talking something on the order of $10 for the chipset, maybe $100 or less for the complete radio system. So it's a big advantage if you need to deploy lots and lots of sites and lots of sensors, line fault sensors, that kind of thing, pole top sensors, and can actually fit quite a wide range of communications.